Hi guys, welcome to Links YouTube channel. My name is Ram Mishra and I am your online instructor. So what's in this video? In this video we will talk about Kubernetes, tent and toleration. But before going to start this lab session, we need to understand few points, which is what is Kubernetes, tent and toleration and their use cases. So see, when we start working with on Kubernetes, it is important to understand the port to node scheduling. Generally, when you don't specify port and node scheduling, it is done automatically by the Kubernetes master components. To specify particularly which port has to run on which node, tent and toleration are used. So as per the official documentation, here you can see tent and toleration are used in Kubernetes to control which port can be scheduled on which node. Tent is property, or you can say property that can be set on a node that repels pod that don't have the corresponding toleration. And toleration is the property that can be set on a pod that allows it to tolerate a tent on a node. So in short, tent and toleration are all about the relationship between the pod and node. Tents and toleration will tell what pod can be placed on what nodes. By using tent and toleration, administrator can control which pod can be scheduled on which node, which is especially very useful in multi-tented cluster. So in this demo, we will see how we can work with the tent and toleration in Kubernetes cluster. So more information you can grab it from there. You can scroll up down, the commands are there, even manifest file, how you create a file, everything is there, right? So let's begin the lab session. So I am on my virtual machine. Currently you can see I am working on a single virtual machine, and I have already installed Minikube single node cluster here. Let me show you the OS release version of this machine and then Minikube status. So cat, if I go with cat etc release, this is 9.3, and Minikube status, say it's up and running condition, right? Now before moving to next, we need to verify the status of cluster. So let's run the command kubectl get nodes. Okay, it's ready. So my Minikube node is ready condition. Once you have node available in the cluster, you are ready to create your pod. So let me check the pod status. So we can go with kubectl get pods command. No resource found in default namespace. Perfect. Since this is will be our first pod in this cluster, so you will not see any pod in the default namespace. So let's move to the first tab, which is adding custom tent to a node. Again, I'm repeating one more time, tents are labels that you apply to the node to allow specified port to enter and run on your tented nodes. It's a kind of mechanism used to prevent any other pods that are untented to be scheduled on those nodes. It is recommended by, or you can say it is going to be represented by key value pair. So let me show you the syntax of tent command. So if you go back here, they have mentioned here how you can get the schedule. This is the syntax, you can say, to apply tent on nodes. So if I go back my notepad file, this is the syntax: kubectl tent node, then the node name, then the tent key, then the tent value and tent effect, right? So node, let me explain these entry. Node name means replace this with the name of your node that you want to apply to tent to. Tent key, this is used to provide the name of the key. Tent value, this is used to provide the value of key mentioned. Tent effect, this comprises of three types: no schedule, preferred no schedule, and no execute, right? So no schedule means pods that don't tolerate this tent will not be scheduled on this node. Preferred no schedule means Kubernetes will try to avoid scheduling non-tolerant pods on that node, but is not guaranteed, right? And no execute means existing port on that node, they do not tolerate this tent, may be forced out, right? So let's check the current tent status from our Kubernetes node by using the command kubectl describe node and the node name. In my case, this is Minikube. So I'm back here. I run the command kubectl describe node Minikube, your node name. Grab tent currently is none. You can see there is no tent associated with this node. So let me add a new tent to this node using kubectl tent node command, right? So I'm going back, and this is the command I'm going to copy from here: kubectl tent node, and the node name is Minikube, my size large, new schedule. Okay, now you can say it is set, right? So here tent key is my size, tent label is large, and tent effect is no schedule, right? Now let me launch the Nginx pod on this tented node and see what happened. So for that one we need to go with my pod.yaml file and deploy it. Okay, so let me make my first pod.yaml file. I have a code in my notepad. Let me copy. It's very simple code. Let me copy and paste it here. Okay, let me save. So this is very simple pod.yaml file which will be launched one pod named first-pod, where one container is available having nginx image and the container name is C1. So this code is available on Kubernetes official documentation. You can grab it from there. Now what happens if I am trying to launch the nginx pod? Then the pod will go into the pending state. Let's see. So I'll save and quit. kubectl kubectl apply -f first-pod.yaml. Okay, it's created. Let's check the status. kubectl get pods -o void and watch. See, it is in pending condition, right? So you can see it is in pending condition. Let me describe this pod using pod describe command. So I'll say it one more time, kubectl and describe the pod name first pod, and before that one we need to mention pod. Okay, so as I press enter, look at the bottom warning. So at the bottom it's clearly mentioned 0/1 node are available and one node had untolerated tent my size large. Here the pod will be in the pending state, right? Why it is? Because we have only one node and we tented that node as no schedule, which means no pod can be launched into it unless it has matching toleration. In my case this is my size large. So if you see the clearly log of C1 pod, it says nodes are not available, which means current node are tented, so the nginx pod cannot be placed in either of them. Be remember, by default Kubernetes master node will be tented with no schedule effect, right? So let me remove this pod. It will not deploy on this node. If I go back, see, still it is in pending condition. So let me remove it. How we will remove? Simple, kubectl delete, delete, delete it. Okay, now you can see it's gone. Perfect. Now move to the next step, which is adding toleration to the pods. So question is, what is toleration in Kubernetes? So a tented node can only accommodate a pod that has toleration to the node. This means that before a pod manifest is applied, you need to ensure that the toleration section is added in the file, which points to the tent applied to the node in order to schedule this pod to that node, right? So if I try to open the file, currently you can see there is a no toleration field is there, right? So let me show the syntax of toleration field first. I'm going back on my notepad. Here you can see the syntax of toleration, right? This is the syntax. So let me explain. Tent key, the key of the tent to tolerate. Operator means the operator to use for the comparison. It can be equal, exist, or does not exist. And tent value, the value of the tent to tolerate. This is optional and only used with the equal operator. And tent effect, the effect of the tent to tolerate. It could be no schedule, prefer no schedule, or no execute. So in order to launch the nginx pod on that node, we need to set the toleration field on my first pod.yaml file, right? So let me copy one more time, but this time I'll go with the toleration field. Let me copy. Okay, I'm back here. Let me replace all entries and paste it. Done. So now here let me explain toleration field. Rest of the things are same. So in the toleration field, effect means the toleration tent effect that will be compared with the tent effect. So here I will go with no schedule. Key, the toleration key which will match the node tent's key. In my case it is my size. Operator, this is the operator that would define the relation between the key and the value. The different operators are like exist or equal. So exist means which state that no toleration value will be needed to specify. Only key is match is against the tent. Only key is okay. In equal, which state both key and value should be matched against the tent's key and value. So here I'll go with the equal. So equal means what? Key is my size and value is large. Both should be matched. And by default operators default in equal if it is not specified. And the finally value, this is the toleration value which will match the tent's value. So in my case it is large. So now let me save and quit and let me apply one more time with the kubectl apply command. Press, going back, kubectl get pods -o void, and now this time it's not pending. See, it's container creating. Got it? So soon it will be up and running condition. So let me describe the pod status using kubectl describe command. Okay, so I'll control C kubectl describe the pod name is pod hyphen 1 pod hyphen 1. Okay, see pulling nginx image, right? This time it's not destroy, it's not like that. It is on, see it is in up and running condition, it's not in pending condition, it's in running condition. And now if I go back describe one more time, see successfully assign, and then pull the image, create the container and start the container, right? So also here toleration, you can see toleration is applied on this port. This is the reason it deploys successfully, and you can see it is there. Toleration is my size large, no schedule, right? Let me remove the port and remove the tent also from that node and go with the different tent effect and then see what happens. So if you want to remove, going back again, replace with delete, and see pod gone. Let's check. Yep, it's gone. And now to remove the tent, how to remove, you have to use the key and effect ending with hyphen. So tent remove command is kubectl then tent on node, and in my case minikube, and the key is my size hyphen. That's it, untented. Now if I go with grep one more time tent command, here you will see it's gone, right? So it is untented. Now move to the next part, which is adding toleration to the pods with no execute tent effect. No execute tent effect says if we have existing pod running on the node and they don't tolerate this tent, then it will be automatically kick out from that node. So but before set that no execution tent on node, let me launch few pod first. So currently you can see I don't have any tent here. So let me launch by simple command kubectl. I can kubectl run first pod hyphen image from nginx. Okay, this is the first pod. Let me go to the second one, let me go to the third one, third. Okay, so currently let me check the status. Kubectl get pod hyphen override. Okay, all our three are in running condition. So currently you can see all pod are in running on successfully on node 1. Let me add no execute tent on minikube node and see the effect on these running pod. Command is the same command. Let me copy from here. Kubectl tent node minikube, my size is small, and this time effect is no execute, right? I copy and paste and check the status first. Grep tent, see tent is set, and now if I run the kubectl get node command or get pod command, see what happened, all gone. So this is just because of no execute tent effect. Now if you want to launch the pod, just modify your mainfest file with this key and value and effect, then it will work. So this is the reason older ports are not tented or tolerated with this kind of my size small key. This is the reason. So let me try to open my first my file, and this time is no schedule, it is no execute. Ex EXECUTE, and my size and size is small. Okay, whatever I have set. Now let me deploy kubectl apply hyphen f first pod.yml, and if I go back on get pod, see container is created, right? Even if I go with the describe command, kubectl describe pod and the pod name, in my case pod, and pod name is pod hyphen 1, see started, perfect, and toleration is there. So finally if I'm going back here, it is in running condition. So finally we are in the conclusion, which says the uses of tenting and toleration nodes in Kubernetes bring in an added level of control and optimization to cluster management. Tent and toleration are very useful if you want to work with the dedicated nodes. With dedicated nodes, you can create a node pool with very specified parameter, for example high CPU, high bandwidth, network utilization or storage utilization, and use these node only for specified application. So guys, that's all about tent and toleration. Hopefully you enjoyed and learned new things. Soon I will come up with another new interesting topic. Till then, keep practicing. If you feel something I have missed or you wanted to know more something else, please reach out through my social media links, which is mentioned in the description. And if you like this video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel and press the bell icon button for the latest update. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.